In a world where two retired vets decided their phone conversations about WWE and storylines would make a good podcast, only one podcast dares to predict the future, where every move, every feud, every moment is overanalyzed. Grab your number 2 pencils. Get ready to step into the squared circle. This is your front row seat to the storylines as you wish they were written. Welcome to the If We Had the Pencil podcast. Here are your hosts, Sean Green and Matt Jackson.
Welcome, folks, to another If We Had the Pencil podcast. I'm your discombobulated host, Sean Green, who has had the week from hell. And with me, as always, the Florida man, the tightened in, the Hawaiian shirt wearing, history knowing, best guy in the world, Matt Jackson. Matt, how the hell are you?
Good. That's quite an intro. That's better than the one that starts the whole show.
I'm working on it.
We'll just do that every week. That'll be like my Cena special announcement. Never seen 17. I don't know, Hawaiian shirt wearing. Whatever.
I'll get better. I'm not the best Ric Flair guy. But man, Matt, I have had a week from hell.
I know.
So I don't want to start the podcast off on a somber note, but I got to put out the reasons why here. So yesterday this is why the podcast is late, so everybody knows. Yesterday we had to put our dog of 14 years. It was time for her to go to sleep. So the family was all dealing with that. So we didn't get a chance to record yesterday. Everybody was kind of melancholy, and I really wanted to bring all this joyful energy to y'all. To add to my wonderfulness, Ron dropped his phone in the pool, and he thought he was good until about 10:30 last night, when I learned what happens if water gets into the newer iPhones. The screen went green, and it works. Everything on the phone works, except you can't see anything. So new phones hopefully coming tomorrow. But folks, let me tell you, if people tell you they like to go off the grid, they're full of crap. Because you don't realize until you really don't have it how much you use your phone. Yeah. So I was a hot mess, which also affected my preparation. And then, of course, next week, the NASCAR extravaganza that is Dover. So Sean had to drop the camper today. So we're recording a little late on top of everything else. So
and then next week, then we're going to record possibly early next week. So yeah, it's going to be.
We're shooting for Tuesday. Tuesday. That way Sean doesn't have the father-in-law staring at him going, I don't get podcast.
Well,
but it's all good.
That and the fact that our brains will have enough that are falling apart. Will have enough time to remember most of what we've seen this weekend, because it's a busy one. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So maybe it's good we do it Tuesday, because we'll just sitting there staring at each other like, I forgot what happened.
Well, let's recap. So obviously for your next episode, we're going to have a SmackDown in there. We're going to have Saturday night's main event. Hopefully it's not all commercials. There's only 4 matches, so hopefully that works out. Then we got Evolution on Sunday, and then Monday we'll have a Raw. So we're going to compact all that in, and guess what? We get to compact all this in as well, and because of my extravagant week, Matt's going to be mostly driving for the SmackDown portion of this, because unfortunately, life happens. So,
yes.
So, Matt, my understanding is SmackDown started off with some buffoonery in the parking lot, let's call it.
Yes. Fatu attacked Solo in the parking lot as Solo pulled up. And it was kind of weird. Like, remember how WWE in the Attitude Era used to, like, when someone pulled up, you knew the car was going to get trashed if it was, like, 7 or 8 years old? And this was like an old 7 or 8, maybe 10-year-old Ford Explorer, like, in good shape. And we pulled up, and I saw it was Solo. I was like, uh-oh. And I'm sure enough, Fatu shows up. And they bent the door back, and shenanigans happen. And then that's how SmackDown leads off. And then it moves right into the opening segments starring Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, when we talk, there's been some great vehicle moments in WWE history. Like, I will never forget beer trucks, Zambonis, they're all Steve Austin, of course,
Vince
Monster trucks
McMahon's
are always fun.
Vince McMahon's
Corvette.
Corvette.
The Corvette is by far the greatest one of all time. Like,
Yeah.
pouring concrete into it. So it's kind of cool. Like, baseball bat's fine, but nobody's going to top the concrete, man.
No.
So,
Eddie Guerrero and the Lowriders, but was always part of his entrance. That was always cool. So yeah, we've
yep.
so vehicles
We've
have
had
been a
some
big
good ones.
part.
I saw a good one with Cena the other day. Like, he came out and he came out and he did it. He was on like a flatbed and DJ and all this other stuff. So it was pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Cena's used vehicles in the past too, because he and JBL had that vicious I Quit match, which ended up like on the trailer of an 18-wheel tractor trailer. Like, and I think Cena was going to whack JBL with an exhaust pipe or something. So yeah, like you said, vehicle usage is always cool. So yeah, if you ever see a superstar pull up and they're in an older vehicle, it's probably not going to go out looking the way it came down the tunnel.
So I do want to get into something before we hit this marathon that we have for today. WWE needs to be real careful because I'm starting to feel like they're overextending themselves a little bit. And what I mean by that is, if Saturday night's main event is actually a thing, like a thing, and it's just a lot of wrestling, and it's at a bad time of year when people are on vacation, and I don't know. And there's not a lot of story building. Like, as we go through this past SmackDown and Raw, we're going to notice, like, it's setting up a match. It's setting up a match. It's setting up a match. It's a lot of that this week. And, like, because they're on this quick turnaround cycle, I mean, if you stop and think about it, a couple of weeks, I mean, beginning of August, we're into freaking SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So, I hope that they go into the fall and start pumping their brakes a little bit. Or if they're going to really do this stuff, they need to do some good, like, they need to look at the time chart and really start divvying out the time, allowing stuff to breathe and build. Because right now it's getting very Vincey, where it's just like, and you. Okay, cool. Next, we got another thing coming up. You and you. And like,
and
they got to do some more
build.
build.
Yeah, then they vomit some lame excuse to get them together. I'd say about 6 or 7 podcasts ago, we were kind of talking about this, and I had mentioned if they're running shows every 3 weeks, whether it be a PLE or a Saturday night's main event or some event on a Saturday, that's why they should stagger the stories. Like if you're on X PLE, then you skip the next one. Like you can work around it because they only have 4 or 5 matches on a PLE anyway, and 4 on a Saturday night's main event. So if you're extended out 6 weeks, you can do. That's not too long because on the weekly shows you can still build stuff up. But when you're trying to like, oh, this is a major story, so we have to get it on every show. So you got, well, it's on SmackDown, and then it's on the pay-per-view next week, and then 2 weeks later, like, they're having the blow-off. Like a big feud shouldn't be over in a month. A big feud needs to go for a long time with that culminating stipulation match or whatever it is. But like, just trying to do a feud and like. If I'm really mad at you, like, we're not going to end it. We're not going to end it in a month. It's going to end over a series of months. So, like, it's going to run its course. And so when you rush it, it never feels like the feud was, 1, good, or 2, that it made sense or came to completion because it was over before it started.
So I'll defend Evolution a little bit. I think the injury to Liv Morgan really kind of derailed some of that build in a lot of ways. So I'll defend Evolution a little bit. I will defend the Goldberg-Gunther match. That didn't need a huge build. It's like, here's why. Okay, cool. Everybody cares but doesn't care. Saturday night's main event, cool. We'll see 50 commercials and we'll move on with our lives. And Goldberg gets his retirement match. So there's not a lot of build needed there. Other stuff does need build, but they are kind of stretching it out, you know. The whole Jacob Fatu Solo Sikoa thing, that's kind of stretching out. The Seth Rollins thing is kind of breathing a little bit. I think that they're stretching, not hard stretch, like the rubber band isn't super taut, but there's a little bit of stretch there with the Wyatt 6. So they are stretching some out, but like, I just feel like we're in this rapid fire of WWE, and it's like PLEs aren't starting to feel special anymore. They're just feeling like it's another event. It's another event. You know, we got to get another one out, and it's like really they should be looking at a every other month thing.
So
Then you'll have the IWC throwing their hissy fits about he doesn't defend enough. Well, there's only so much airtime, and you're going to complain that the build was shit, and then you're going to complain that, you know, they're not defending. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I was thinking of a military term we used to use, filling up white space. Like, God forbid.
Yes.
So for you vets that listen or had anything to do in S3 or planning or anything, any space that's not used for training or anything is considered white space. And the commanders and especially the sergeant majors don't like white space. So this is kind of like what WWE is trying to do. They're trying to fill in the white space.
They are,
So.
and it shows. So it's fine. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
We got a lot to go over.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
want to belabor the point, but it's important to keep that in mind because that's going to be the reoccurring theme as we go through all this, right? Because, look, right out the bat, Drew McIntyre comes out, interrupts Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, and what do we get out of that? We get Drew McIntyre and we get Randy Orton in a match. So there's, insta build right there, but what'd you think about that whole opening segment?
I mean, I thought it was really good. It was good to see Drew back. I was kind of, and I like Drew McIntyre a lot. I was kind of hoping that would have been gone a little bit longer, so that way we could miss him that much more. So his return would be so much bigger. But I think they're trying to get on the road to SummerSlam here, which is only, I mean, what 4 weeks
2
away.
nights. It's two nights. It's going to be big.
So you got a lot of white space to fill over 2 nights. So you got to
I'm
find.
anticipating about a minimum of 12 matches. So that's a lot of matches to get out there. Now you can offset some of that with like NXT talent, your fillers, your Joe Hendry's. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I
I'm
said his
looking
name.
for him
He'll
too.
show up on the podcast. I need to say his name more.
Yes.
But you'll see Joe Hendry, that kind of stuff you can kind of use as filler. But I think WWE's got a lot of great storylines going on right now. One of which is this whole, I forget how you put it, Matt, the Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Partners of Convenience.
Partners
or whatever.
of Convenience, yeah.
They defeated the Secret Service, B-Fab and Michan. Cool. That's just to set up the story between Bliss and Charlotte Flair. I have to be folks, so you understand, I have to be very careful because when we were doing our pre-recording meeting, I used Bliss's first name, and a little device that sits on my desk decided I was trying to talk to it. So I will not say the device's name, but imply what you will. Anyways,
right.
Go ahead, Matt.
So I want to talk for a minute about Charlotte Flair. There's an article that she wrote for a publication. I forget what it was, but I saw it on the internet. I don't know if you've heard of it, Sean. But she goes through memories of her life and what she's gone through. And I got a greater respect, and I've always been a big Charlotte Flair fan. But she's now it seems like Charlotte is growing up. Like she addresses her divorces. She addresses the family history. She addresses, the issues with her brother, and all this. So I think we're going to see Ashley Flair a little bit in this version of Charlotte Flair. I think you're going to see the real person come out. And we saw that in the end of the match, that after she won, the Ashley Flair, the Charlotte we saw in NXT that was just new and excited, after she won, she ran over and gave Alexa Bliss a hug. And then she pulled away really awkward. But it was a great moment because you got to see that's not Charlotte Flair, that's Ashley Flair. And better yet, that's the Ashley Flair that's just starting out at NXT. So I think she's I think 39, she said, and she's not looking to end her career. She wants to have quite a few years, and she stated that. But if you Google the article, it's really good. I mean, she wrote it herself. It's about a 10-minute read. But I like how that they're humble in Charlotte Flair, and like they're making it like when she wins, she's excited again. Like she got excited that she won. In the past, it was always like, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna do this. Well, if you expect it all the time, doesn't it kind of take the joy out of it? So I think now, like Charlotte had, we talked about this in past podcasts, that she has to go through those rough times, and I think it's so her character and possibly even the person Ashley Flair can kind of be happy and find some joy in what she's doing again.
I think there's a little more to that, which is the one thing that we never really get out of Charlotte Flair ever is a face run, right? She's a great heel, but we never get the face run out of Charlotte Flair.
We did
And
a
I
few
think
years ago,
WWE
but not recent. But it's been a while.
Yeah, but it's never
long term. It's always
eh. It's kind of a Randy Orton thing, right? Like you're just waiting. You're like, okay, cool, you tried. All right, back to being heel.
So
And,
that's a
like,
good comparison. Do you think Charlotte's ready to be the heel now that Randy Orton has finally become? I mean, I'm sorry, the face. Do you think Charlotte Flair is ready to be the face now that Randy Orton has become? Like where the fans embrace her. A lot of it has to do with the fans, and you can't force it because Randy's is very organic. Like the fans just love him. So
they're doing
the fans gotta love
to.
Charlotte.
They're doing what they have to change this. They're gonna ride this Bliss and Charlotte Flair train for a while because everybody's feeling and vibing on Alexa Bliss. Damn it. Because they're all grooving on it because you know it's coming.
Yeah.
They're all grooving on it because she just came back and there's all this other good vibes and stuff. And they're pairing her with Flair really makes Flair compelling. And the beauty of it is you can get more face out of Flair because Bliss will turn on her. So it's actually setting up something really good for Flair. And I hope they don't, I hope they don't pull that trigger too soon. Like, ride this out, let the goodwill build, let Flair be happy, and let her show her good side, and then she can go back, and then everybody will feel bad for her when it's like all of a sudden she, Bliss becomes Sister Abigail, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, holy crap, where did that come from? And then Flair's on the outside looking in. So I think that's a good way to tackle the Flair problem because she can't just come out and go, you all love me, and people are going to buy it. It's horseshit. Everybody knows she's a heel. Pairing her with
when the time comes, do you have
pairing
Charlotte?
Her with Bliss gives that.
Yeah, it opens the door. So
yeah, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah. So here's the thing too with Charlotte. Real quick with Charlotte, do you think that to really cement herself, that it wouldn't be a bad idea if she came out at some point, especially when she starts really moving more and more face, where finally the point is she comes out, she does a promo, and she kind of talks about everything she did in this article about like, hey, I was entitled. I always expected this. And by expecting it, I never really got to experience the opportunity to earn it, to enjoy it. Do you think that'd be a wise decision, part of her? Because finally, the fans with Charlotte, like, oh, you're just there because of your daddy's Ric Flair, or you're just there, because of the day. Charlotte's got to find a way to, like, finally for them to accept her as being Charlotte Flair, not the daughter of Ric Flair. People still do it today. It went away for a little while, but then, like, when she comes back and she walks into winning Royal Rumbles and WrestleMania main events after being gone for a year and a half, they kind of call it the Flair factor. So that's what people got to get away from.
For it, if she has to earn it, if she ends up on the short side of, side of Bliss turning on her, there's a lot there that can be done. Bully Ray on Busted Open says it all the time, and I 100% back him on this. When you introduce reality into the storyline, it's so much more compelling. Why?
Absolutely.
Because it's real, and it really happened. So, like, yes. I mean, I wouldn't tap the brother vein a little bit, because I think that, not that they've done it in WWE programming, but they have done it in biographies and stuff like that, and that's probably not a scab that you want to pick at. I'm not talking about
I'm not talking about her talking about Reed. I'm just talking about her talking about how she was entitled, you know,
Yeah,
and how
but you got to be careful with that, right?
yeah,
Because she is the best female wrestler out there.
right. So you
So
don't want
you
her to degrade
can't.
herself either. Yeah,
Correct. Yeah, she can't be self-deprecating at all. So you still got to keep that aura, otherwise you're just doing yourself no favors. So yeah. But anyways, let's move on. We got a lot to
yes,
talk about.
okay,
Um, so Wyatt Six defeats Montez Ford, Johnny Gargano, Berto, and Chris Sabin. So one rep for each tag team up against the Wyatts. Whew. Like I said earlier, I like what they're doing with the Wyatts right now. Give it time, let it cook, let it sizzle. Don't rush it. Don't turn the heat up. Don't burn the eggs, man. Just let it go.
yeah. And that was my note on this was I love how they're doing this story. Just from even the internal tag teams against the Wyatts, like DIY is kind of the ones that they don't want to get involved in the battles, but now it seems like now they're a little bit more eager to. But the match itself was good. There was still some dissension, of course, by the team, so the job's not done yet. So, but
And
good
that's what the
match.
Wyatts are exposing.
There was a lot of shit talking in that match, like back and forth. If you listen, just constantly, from Uncle Howdy to both sides, it was hilarious to watch. So WWE, keep the mics up. As long as we don't hear guys calling spots, that's fine. But yeah, the
They've
crap
been really
talking,
good about that, by the way.
yeah,
Credit to them. Like,
yeah,
when the mics have to be up to catch s- story builders, they've done a really good job. So credit to them. All right. So after that, Tiffy comes out and Tiffy picks Trish Stratus. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Whatevs.
I'm not excited because the last time Trish fought it was like a disaster. She botched about everything. I just hope it's quick. Tiffy goes over. Everybody's happy. There's a hug after the match, and who knows? Maybe we see Naomi cash in,
Well,
depending on what happens to her match. But
I think one of the big takeaways, and you were kind of texting me about this, is I had to remind you that this is Evolution, and you're going to bring back legends. One of the Bellas is back. You got Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus is their easy card, right? Like, oh, we need a legend. Trish
yeah,
Stratus. So, and it's just their easy button. She's always there. Like, like, woohoo, I'm here to save the day. Like,
yeah,
thanks, Trish. There you go. I said thank you, Trish.
yeah.
Anyways, so it is what it is. So after that, we get Andrade and Rey Fenix, and they defeat and hand Fraxium their first loss. I'm gonna throw a 2-cent issue with this out, which is why is Rey Fenix pairing with Andrade? I like the pairing, but he got a brother over on Raw, and they really know how to work well together. I'd like to see the Lucha Bros back together. But hey, Andrade is a good stopgap too, and Fraxium is still awesome.
I think you still at the end you're going to see Phoenix and Penta together, but I think if this is what I hope WWE's doing, Triple H and the other guys writing this, I think it's a smart move to put Phoenix with Andrade because everybody wants the Penta Phoenix. We're going to give you something close to that so you can enjoy this for a little while, and then eventually I think you'll see it come together. So I like what they did. Uh, it's good too because Andrade is now going to get a lot more screen time, which he's gotten the last couple months. He's gotten his
He's
fair
good.
share. Yeah,
He's
he's
good.
awesome.
So
Those two together are just great, and I don't think this hurts for Axiom at all. I mean, some of the moves that were done in this match, and I should have wrote them down, but I was too busy uh, watching the match. So one thing I did, it's something that I was just thinking about, and I said, I love this tag division. And I just wrote this down. It came in my head, and it says it's easy to make a big tag team division, but it's not easy to build a great tag division. And WWE has built a great tag division. I mean,
on SmackDown.
on SmackDown. I mean, these guys could
There's
go
an asterisk. It's on SmackDown.
SmackDown.
The
Yeah,
one on
SmackDown. But I mean,
to reference the one on Raw, it's a bunch of bootios right now. Like, it's not there yet.
well, then I was even thinking, like, boy, if these guys could have, like, if you could have had DIY versus, like, the British Bulldogs back in the day, and, you know, you could have had the Street Profits against the Hart Foundation and all that. Like, I wonder how well they would have matched up, because, like, like I said, I've always liked tag team wrestling, and for a while it was really not paid attention to. It's becoming, like, first of all, it's popular. The fans like it. I love it when it's done right. It's awesome because you can tell so many stories, and you're using more talent. More people are getting FaceTime on the screen. So,
Yeah, it's good when it's done right. That's the key in all of it.
You just got to crack the nut on the Monday Night Raw tag team division because that's like subpar.
They really do.
I mean, this is the best tag team division in the world right now.
Oh, by far. By far.
Yeah.
So to close out the show, you get Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso defeating Solo Sikoa and JC Mateo. And, of course, that's another one of these where it's like, okay, we're here to set everything up. And it's like, cool, you know.
You weren't. I'm sorry. I was thinking something you said, but it was the wrong night. I think it was the wrong night.
It's all good, though. It's all good. But, you know, look, that storyline's fine. It's just going along. It's going to chug along. It's still Bloodline light, though, right? It's Temu Bloodline storytelling, and it's just like, okay, cool. Like, nothing exciting about it.
No, it was good to set up what's going down the line. But what I did like is, I think we're getting so used, like, when, like, people reunite, there's, like, that big hug it out moment. We didn't get that with, like, Fatu and Jimmy. It's just like, all right, we're good now. Because I think it's smart because Fatu's not a hug it out guy. Jimmy's not like Jay. Jimmy's trying to be different than Jay. Jay's a hug it out guy. Jimmy's just going to be like, all right, you know, we're cool. All right, man, let's do this. So I kind of like how they did it because it was realistic. Not every time do people, when they get into a disagreement, when they come back together, have to hug it out. It could just like, hey, man, all right, that's in the past. We're good. Let's move forward. And I liked how they did that.
I agree.
You don't have to have dramatic reunions all the time. So thought it was cool, but pretty solid show. I mean, again, it's setting up for this weekend. So
I really think that because it was pre-taped, for me, it just kept on getting kicked down the road. It was like something else would come up, something else would come up, something else would come up, and I'm just like, I never got a chance to get to it. It was just one of those things, and I was like, I knew the results, but like I was like, all right, cool, I'll get to it when I get to it, and I didn't have to. Which is horrible for a podcaster to say, but like I said, sometimes life's got to win, man.
Yep.
Especially around the holidays. So
sometimes you can't let it. There's no choice. You can't fight it. Just like, okay, you're done. I'm done. But I also think too, because that was a Raw and SmackDown taping, so I'm just wondering that crowd was like kind of running out of gas at the end. It was a long night. You know, it's 5 hours probably by the time, you know, all was said and done between the two shows. So yeah.
You know what crowd didn't run out of gas? The one for Raw. That crowd was epic. It was a great freaking crowd for
Yes,
Raw.
it was. And being I'm not a Rhode Islander anymore, but I was born and raised there. Spent the first 32 years of my life there. Man, Providence did me proud. That crowd was loud. They were into everything all night. And you know what they did? They're a smart crowd. Thank you to my Rhode Island brethren. Not everything was awesome. I think they chanted it one time. And I think it was the main. Yep. I think they waited till the main event.
It was the main event.
Yeah, that was the first time you heard. Not that anything else sucked, because it was a damn good Raw. But
it was solid.
But the fans, like, they're a little smarter than. They're just not straight marks.
Let me check my notes on what I texted Matt. Oh, I don't have a phone. Thank God I'm all Apple. I can actually get to this stuff. At least my messages from freaking iPad. Ugh, it's killed me today. All right, so Raw kicks off. We get Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and the Oracle, Paul Heyman. By the way, love the Oracle.
I do
for
too,
him.
man. It's awesome. It's just
they're
it's a play on the wise man, because, you know, an oracle is supposed to be wise and all knowing.
But it also feeds like the Monday Night Messiah. We talked about this.
Yep.
Like, it feeds like all those personalities. The Visionary.
Yeah.
You know, an Oracle would go with the Visionary. The Oracle would go with the Monday Night Messiah. So like, it's really cool, and like, I like that, especially in this segment. And I do think we were talking about this via text. Was I like that nobody freaked out when, you know, Braun Breaker snatches the microphone. He's like, I got some to say.
Was
and,
that freaking
like,
great or what? I loved it. That
Paul's
was...
like, I don't know.
But you know what he was doing? That was what his Uncle Scott, Big Papa Pump, used to do all the time. Just get on the mic and like lose his shit and go like all over the place. And like when you hear
I could remember what the kids. I wish what the I saw it online too, and they're like, "Oh, it's like a meltdown, but it's not." They don't use the meltdown, but anyways, the kids got a phrase for it now, and I'm, being the old man, and I can't remember.
Yeah.
But he was losing his shit, and it was great.
Yeah.
And then
Paul's faces the whole time, like, what is he doing? Like Paul's about ready to go in panic mode.
As soon as he's like, I hate Sami Zayn, and Seth's like, oh, okay, cool. Then even Bronson Reed, he gives the mic to Bronson Reed, and he's just like, yeah, F everybody, man. Like, screw it.
And then Paul Heyman starts speaking a college level Spanish class. And I'm going to say a bad word here because it was hilarious. I don't know if you saw, but when Paul Heyman was like yelling about Penta and speaking in Spanish, Seth Rollins looks over at Bronson Reed. He goes, "Did you know this motherfucker speaks Spanish?" And like Bronson Reed's like, "No." I didn't see it live. I saw a video. It came in a short or something on YouTube.
You did. I did see it. I was dying during it because like when Paul dropped the line of like, whatever these gang signs are, or however you put it, I was like, oh my god, I love Paul Heyman so much. Like I was dying, and he did so. It was
a great segment.
The best promo for all of them, and it set up what was almost a perfect night, and we'll get into it.
Cool.
But after that, we get Kyrie Sane, who ends up beating Roxanne Perez.
Oh, AJ Styles and Dom in the back right before with the cake segment.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So it's just those, you talk about it when people maximize, like guys like Karrion Kross that have their 30 seconds to maximize it. That's what AJ and Dom are doing right now. Like every little segment's funny, and it's like, when I saw the cake, I'm like, all right, someone's going through the cake, but for once nobody did. I said, but there's a message to the cake. And and once they said like, oh, thanks for the cake, like we didn't get to that. I'm like, oh, AJ did. But it's like AJ hiding around doing like the ICU and all that, like,
the synchronized, like, we didn't do it, between JD McDonough and Finn Balor was priceless too.
Yeah.
Like everything in that segment worked so great, and then you get the peekaboo moment with like AJ Styles, like, doing the ICU kind of stuff. I was like, he's like, I got a note.
I got a note. Like, Mr. Carter, I got a note. He's like he's got a note from Epstein's mom. For all you old people, that's a Mr. Carter thing.
Yep, it was great. It was a great little moment. And then, like I said, Kyrie Sane ends up beating Roxanne Perez, which, okay, like, all right, cool.
Not Kyrie Sane's best performance.
No, actually, we talked about this because, like, I was even saying, I was like, her last few matches have been really effing solid. And, like, that one was kind of the before Kyrie Sane. You know what I mean? Like, the one where you're kind of like, you're okay, we know you got talent, but you're a little off on your timing and everything else. And, like, her last couple of matches, they let cook for a little while, and she was doing really good. And then this week, it was kind of like, it was a little rough.
Yeah, well, Roxanne was off a little bit too, but I guess the redeeming factor of this whole segment was now we have the reuniting of the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, and that, again, this is all rapid setup. Evolution's coming. Got to get it all built up. And they've been doing it over the weeks. I mean, I've called it out a lot. Like, they've been letting women's matches cook a little more, so some of their stars get showcased a little more. Kyrie Sane was getting featured, so now she's back with Asuka. So now we got the Kabuki Warriors for one night and one night only. So there's a lot of big stuff there. So It's good stuff. But let's get to the fun one. One of the fun ones. So Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn.
More. That's what Sean was texting me like five.
I think I texted more like 50 times.
If I go back to it, he says, yeah, I want Sammy to eat 50 effing spears, I want through a table. Like Sean wanted death and destruction and the terminal end of Sami Zayn on Monday Night Raw, especially after and it got worse, folks. And once Karrion Kross came out and hit him with the steel plastic pipe,
PVC pipe. like the GM throws it, it doesn't even make a clank.
No,
it was great.
It makes a dunk.
It was like Nerf.
Yeah,
he got hit with the Nerf bat. Like,
while you're at it,
man.
Shoot him in the eye with a super soaker or something. Good Lord!
But
still, the premise is.
He
Thank God Sammy sold the ribs too, because last week we really rode Sammy hard for not selling. Yeah,
he didn't.
No, he sold that night, and Braun made sure of it.
I'll give him credit because I called it before the match, and I was like, oh, I hope he doesn't no-sell the whole match again.
Yep.
And I do appreciate. I just look. It's not a Sami Zayn hate thing. It's just I cannot take the plucky underdog story anymore from him. So and I need Seth's faction to be dominant. And how do you dominate? Excess, especially with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. You have to go excess. So when I say more, it's not because of a dislike of Sami Zayn.
No.
I want them to start taking their enemies, their targets, whatever you want to call them, and I want them to start destroying them. I want them destroyed. Yeah. And this was a good start because I think they came out later and they said Sammy's out indefinitely, which I almost danced a little jig.
The Oracle
it's
said
about
that.
Time.
Yep.
So that's a big deal, and it means a lot, and that's how you're going to get this faction looking the way it does. And I also like going back to the opening segment, the dynamic that they have right now. It's not Seth and two cronies. Seth is obviously the leader, but those cronies also have a voice, right?
I like to let them talk more. Like Braun had 3 talking segments on Raw alone.
Braun just sitting there. Oh my God, I just loved it. Like him, just like I hate your beard, I hate your hair,
I hate your body. Like you don't go to the gym. Why do you cheer for him? He's pathetic. And I'm like, that's kind of like, yeah, that's everything I would say.
And it's perfect. It's perfect for the wrestling community, and it's perfect for the real world too, because we've all had those moments. But when he was just losing his crap, and you're just like, preach.
Yeah.
Preach.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And you're like, I've been there. Not in this instance, but I've been there. And you're like, I get it. So it's relatable, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, when I was younger, I used to work at a mall. I used to work at music stores. And there was this guy that worked in the same music store at me. And this dude was never going to make the cover of GQ. He's not a good looking dude. But that guy would get more tail from girls at the, I'm serious. Every week he was sleeping with some other girl that he met at the mall. And I'm just like, I hate your stupid face. I just, why you? Look, and I even told one time, dude, you're not all that. Well, he's like, and the thing was, you know what he said to me? He goes, yeah, I know. He goes, isn't that great? I look like this, but I get all that. So I'm like, man, you can't knock a winner, man. The dude's a champ, so good on him. But anyway, I digress, but it's kind of like we were talking about.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we get Lyra Valkyria coming out, Becky Lynch, and Bayley. And I like that it got a little whiny, and I like that it got physical, and it did everything it needed to do. Becky is now that Seth has changed his style choices, all his hand-me-downs are now going to Becky for the ridiculous outfits. And pretty soon she's going to show up with the inflatable pants and Mickey Mouse shoes. So good on Becky. And I like the heel work that Becky's doing as of late. When she was talking to the New Day before that, and she's like, I'm so sorry for your loss.
They were
that little piece, little effing piece was so brilliant.
And then she
And it's
added
just like,
on it by saying, "I never liked Big E anyway."
yes.
And like she just talked smack about Big E for like another 5 seconds.
Yeah. No, it was great. It was great, and I really liked it a lot. And it advances that storyline, but we don't necessarily need this. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good match. All three are talented.
I'm just trying to figure out where they go from here with Becky and Lyra real quick. I don't know because like, it seems like they're finding out like, oh, it wasn't what it was supposed to be. And then, I don't know, it's kind of comes across a little high school drama.
This is about Bailey. It's not about the other two. It's about Bailey. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Then we get J Uso and Bronson Reed. And J Uso wins by disqualification. And I've never been so happy to see a disqualification in my life. And wow, Bronson Reed is deadly with an effing desk chair. Because he threw that thing perfect.
Yeah.
And it was so effing good. And again, this is what we need. Excess. More. He dropped a couple of tsunamis on Jay. And more.
That chair toss almost made me forget about John Cena, clothesline, and Charles Robinson 2 weeks ago. That thing was lethal, awesome, bullseye, a good throw. And he had some velocity on that thing too. That didn't just
It was good.
Yeah.
It was so good, but he nailed him square with the softest part of the chair too.
Yep.
It was beautiful, and I'm so happy that they went excess and they got a couple of tsunamis in. Like I said, more. So, after that, we get El Grande Americano defeating Dragon Lee.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm just
Americano
watching Sean's face
2.0.
right now. Yeah. Yes.
I'm so over this shtick. I've been over this shtick for forever, and I was happy when I thought it was going away because Chad Gable was hurt. And I was like, oh, thank God. Now we got to play the Ludwig Kaiser version of freaking El Grande Americano. I swear to God, if this goes past SummerSlam, I'm going to lose my absolute crap.
See, and that's why I love it. It's hilarious.
Give you until SummerSlam. I will give you until SummerSlam. But if this stupid effing character continues, because the best part is American Mate going how the hell is El Grande going to have a match? And I think that there's...
One of the brothers slipped, and he's like, Chad Gable's not here. How could he have a match?
I think that there is a small possibility of a cool opportunity. And that is when Chad Gable's ready to come back. I don't know how long he's out. But if it's not super duper long term, one of the greatest moments that you could ever do is you schedule a match, and then it's El Grande Americano versus whoever. And then both of them end up coming out. And they're just doing the Spider-Man thing, the Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other. That would be great. But I really want it done. I don't want to wait for that. I'm just over it.
I liked it. I thought the match was good. I think Ludwig Kaiser was
fun.
Kaiser looked like he was having a lot of fun with the... he's a little clumsy. He's not as smooth as Chad, but he was having fun with it.
And I know the shtick is, we all know, it's just so lame. It's just, it had its moment and the moment's passed. So, I'm kind of over it.
Then Michael Cole just trying to point out that it's not Chad Gable and that it is Ludwig. The commentary was hilarious. So, I mean, this might
Nipples, man. Nipples.
Yeah, well... by the way, on a related note, it looks like Pat McAfee may not be coming back to WWE for commentary.
He's taking a break. He might do one-off stuff.
But you're not going to
burning out.
Yeah. Of course. I nominate Corey Graves to just be the permanent guy with Michael Cole every Monday night.
I think the best thing that you could do is you have Corey Graves and Michael Cole, and then every now and again, if you can get McAfee, splash some McAfee in there and let him go. I think that's the best way to do it. If you get it, great. If you don't, great. Whatever. I'm cool. All right, so Goldberg pulled in a sweet car, by the way. And nice little SS there.
Yeah.
And he came in and him and Gunther had words, which I don't know. I don't know about you, Matt, but like this whole Gunther Goldberg thing, it's like I see what you're doing, but I don't care. And I kind of don't care. Like, I know why you're doing it. I get it. And I don't care. Like, I'm trying to care, but I don't care.
No. I think, I don't know. I'm a Gunther guy. I really hope that it doesn't hurt Gunther. Like,
it won't hurt Gunther. It's just, he's the right guy to go one-on-one with him.
Yeah.
Not Jay. Gunther will get more out of him because they can go power for power.
Yeah.
Gunther's, by his style, is more slow and plodding, and that's not a bad thing. He's just a deliberate wrestler, and I think that can extend a main event for Goldberg out longer, right? So it's a good matchup. It's just I don't care. Like
that, I just really wish it wasn't for the title. That's all. If it was just Goldberg's last, yeah. Well, the thing is,
I hope it. So you, me, everybody else on the face of the earth think that there is no way in effing hell, no way on the face of the earth that Goldberg is going to win. Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks Goldberg's going to win.
Yeah, and nobody thought John Cena was going to turn heel either.
Going to win.
Yeah, I know.
He's going to win. They're going to swerve you, and then they're going to cash in the Money in the Bank on his ass. And I think that's likely. I'm not going for it because you're not going to do that title switch on Saturday night's main event. You're going to save that for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But, but still, the point remains. So, all right, let's wrap up Raw. We're doing awesome on time, by the way.
Yes, we are.
Killing it this week. Caffeine's my friend. So we got Seth Rollins and Penta. I will say this, and I will say this for every Seth Rollins match. Seth Rollins could have a great match with you. Seth Rollins could have a great match with me. Seth Rollins could have a great match with a broom handle. It doesn't effing matter. He can have a great match with anybody. And this match was no different. It was great storytelling in the match. And I like that none of us, including myself, really thought about LA Knight until LA Knight showed up and gave him a BFT. And I was like, ooh, well played. Like, not in a bad way. We were just so wrapped up in the moment.
And you also thought somebody else was going to come out on that show that did not show up. You were texting me, you thought Roman Reigns was going to come out Monday night.
This goes back to what I was saying, though, right? Is Reigns just going to show up and be like, I'm Roman Reigns. I wrestle you. And, like, where's the build? Right? Because, like, you got to stop and think. Like, after this weekend, it's like 3 weeks again. And then it's SummerSlam time, baby. So, like, are we just doing this, like, red light, green light with Seth Rollins? Like,
I don't know.
He should have been thrown down.
Yeah.
So,
but
I'm fine with it being LA Knight.
I think they're saving. I think they're saving Roman's return for Saturday night. I think you're gonna see him on Saturday night's main event because it's on national.
And that may be the case. That may be the case, and I'm fine with it. It's just
it's got to get. They got to do it like soon, like sooner rather than later, because time.
It has to happen either. It's got to happen this weekend or Monday.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
And I think Monday has again become the premiere show. So I think that all the big boy talent is kind of circulating around there, even though it makes no sense. He should be around SmackDown. Maybe he comes out at SmackDown. I don't know. I don't care. It's just like, let's get him in the fold and get some storytelling going. He's got enough enemies. I get it, but I really don't care about him right now either.
No.
And if he just shows up like, I want a match with Seth, I'm going to be pissed. Like, I cannot tell you, Matt, how pissed I'll be. Not because I'm protecting Seth, but, like, that's something that deserves a really big build. Yeah. Not a 3-week build. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns straight up needs to be a build. And it also needs to be for the title.
Well, you do have that because he eliminated Roman Reigns from the Royal Rumble, and then he curb stomped. Yeah.
I don't care. Like, that's my point. Reigns has been gone for so long, I don't care. I need Reigns there spitting vile and hatred. Hatred towards Paul. Hatred towards Seth. I want everything rehashed. Roman has, and again, I don't know what the hell Roman is, because everybody tells me he's a face because it gets a pop, but is he? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He says the same
Because
things.
everything
He
he
acts the
does,
same
he's
way.
still an ass.
Yeah. He bullies
Yeah.
people. He demands people. Yeah. Instead of letting people
That's my
acknowledge him, he
point.
demands it. Yeah. So he's still a heel.
Is he? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody knows.
He's
It's kind of hard to determine that when he's not around. Like, I get it. That's the way his contract is. I don't really care. But the point is
do
3 weeks.
Do we really have faces and heels anymore? It's just like
Yes.
It seems like the fans are going to cheer for whoever they wanted, no matter what they do. So I think it's been diminished greatly. I think the role of face and heel. It doesn't have.
It has to a certain extent, but the problem is there still has to be a relatable dynamic on each side of the fence, right? So that you, as the watcher, can make a determination of, oh, I kind of get where Sami is coming from. I kind of get where Seth is coming from. I kind of get where Roman's coming from. It doesn't matter. You can blur the lines, but the problem is that you still have to have that center mark, and then some guys are fully off to one side or the other, and then some people are just like, you know what I'm saying? Where it moves just a little bit,
Right.
Where they're kind of sort of this guy and they're kind of sort of that guy, right? So there's still heels and faces and everything, because it's right and wrong. It's good versus evil. It always is. Now, whether you go and empathize with whatever side, you're going to empathize with whatever side. So it's fine. And I think that there is a discussion to be had. It's just not cut and dry anymore, right?
Right.
It's not Hulk Hogan good, Iron Sheik bad. It's not that anymore.
Yeah, right.
It's literally, it's sometimes nuance. It sometimes really isn't.
Yeah.
So.
No, just like Dom was getting nuclear heat for a while. Like he was playing that real heel role, but like Seth's now he's just starting to get more boos after the fans are like done being sheep and singing their song. Then they decide like, oh yeah, that's right, we hate you. So
it still makes me.
I mean, at least it's not as bad the old days where the fans used to throw garbage in the ring. You don't see that anymore. I wouldn't throw anything towards the ring with the price.
I miss WCW. when that's WCW was the Wild West, man. That crap was like a half a step up from like a bingo hall wrestling match. Like, you were half the time I expected to see like 80-year-old ladies out front, like, it's not as good as the older ones, you know?
Yeah. Or ECW, where it's like, hey, yeah, wrestlers ask fans to throw them chairs, and people throw chairs in the ring. So yeah, I mean, that was a different time, but.
I used to date Ric Flair in his 20s. You know, like, that's what I used to think WCW was like. It just came across that way, like, kind of grungy, dirty, but cool, you know.
Now, what era of WCW you talk about? The early 90s or the 80s?
Monday Night Wars.
Monday Night Wars,
Monday Night Wars. Totally the Monday Night Wars. Yeah, like, it just, everything was kind of gray. The crowd was dark. The pyro went nowhere, so the smoke would just linger, and it's fine. It's just like my mental image of it was like no BS, a bingo parlor where like I said, like a bunch of like 80-something grannies sitting up front, like just talking about the good old days, you know, and it's fine. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just fun.
I think until they closed, I still think they held on to that. We're a wrestling company, you know, Southern Wrestling, because they were based out of the South, you know, and they're based out of Atlanta.
I love it when they wrestle. Told you, caffeine's my friend.
Yeah. But no, that's what it was. It was old smoke-filled arenas and down in the South. That's what it was. So, matter of fact, I was on the whoever came up with the WWE Vault and WCW YouTube channels from WWE, great job. They're putting great stuff on there, by the way. So I was watching, they had a marathon of the Great American Bash shows from the 80s with like the original War Games and stuff, and Flair against the Russians. Yeah. A lot of this in the crowd and shit getting thrown at the wrestlers and people trying to attack
That's
the
the way
wrestlers.
it should be.
Ah,
So let's get into it, man. We got to make some predictions. Big time to make predictions this time. We got two PLEs, well, a PLE and a commercial event that we got to get over.
I was going to say, should we take a break?
Let's rifle through.
Okay.
Let's rifle through. Let's do this.
All right.
This way you're thinking sharp.
Sharp.
All right.
Okay.
So, United States Championship. Solo Sikoa versus Jimmy Uso. Who you got?
Solo's going to win. There's going to be outside interference, and Solo's going to win. He's going to do the same thing. Yeah. So it'll be good. I think you might see Fatu come out at some point, and try to even up the odds. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Solo or he gets DQ'd.
So yes, and I think there's an important disclaimer here when it comes to Saturday night's main event, which is, I think it's a little more chalk than people realize. Like, I don't think you're going to get mega switches, like I said earlier, like the Goldberg thing. Like, I don't see that happening because it's just kind of a exhibition. So, which leads us to a tough one to call, which is Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. I don't know. Drew's back. Randy's there. Randy's hot. But I think there's something to the slow burn turn for Randy Orton. And Randy Orton kind of doing what we were talking about earlier, where that center line starts moving more towards heel a little bit more, because he's taking some lumps. So I'm going to go Drew McIntyre on this one.
That's not a bad idea. Just keep working on the Orton psyche a little bit.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good move.
It's how you cleanly get Orton back to being a heel. Like, he needs to go Viper Legend Killer, right? Like, that's what he really needs to do. And he needs to do it if he goes Legend Killer and he doesn't play that, he's not young anymore, so he can't be the young, arrogant prick. He can just come back and be like, oh, hey, I had to go back to being the Legend Killer because there's some people floating around that I need to knock their heads off. So, I think Drew wins. I think I need some Drew. I need some Drew on the mic.
I mean, you could build it up like this, even though they're rivals, there's some respect there. Have it replay out like when Orton fought Cody down in Saudi. He's got McIntyre down. He's going to go for the punt, but he hesitates just a second. Because that's still that part of him that's like, man, I don't know if I should do this.
I think he goes straight up for the punt, but he misses.
Okay, so
I think he misses, and Drew gets out of it, and then he takes the Claymore for the troubles, and that's how Drew goes over.
But what I'm saying is the kick has to be a part of the finish, I think. Because it was so important he hesitated on doing the punt to Cody. You got to incorporate it down the line. It's got to be a part of the story. So, yeah.
Well, we've said it for a while. There's a mega program there with Randy Orton and Cody. So if you feel like Cody's got to dethrone John Cena, blah, 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 whatever. Like, I really wasn't ready for Cody to come back. Like, to be back in the mix, so to speak. But it is what it is. So we get LA Knight and Seth Rollins. I took the last one. You take this one. Who you got?
This is a tough one because with the momentum they've been giving Knight, it would not be nice to see Knight get a win. But I don't think Rollins in the faction can afford a loss. But the only thing I will say is we about Monday Night Raw, going back to it, we saw like the whole show is basically built around this faction, and we saw Braun Breaker like destroy Sammy, and like the group, and now it's like, yep, we're 1/3 of the way there, and then they destroyed J Uso. They got 2/3 of the way there. Well, Seth didn't really destroy Penta on Monday night.
Because LA Knight came out.
Because LA Knight came out, but the other two, they might have been late getting there. So, do you risk the faction by having Rollins eat like a loss? I don't know if you could do that.
It's not a clean loss, no matter what you do. I think you do. I think Seth Rollins. This is going to sound like I'm hedging, but I think Seth Rollins goes over, or LA Knight wins by DQ, but not a blatant DQ. Like, I could see this one ending where Seth Rollins is setting up something heinous, taking the top turnbuckle off, whatever, right?
Yep.
And, but then the ref catches it, but then LA Knight tries to use it, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I think that you don't hurt Knight in this case if Seth goes over in a very underhanded way and LA Knight gets pounded for his troubles, and then you can continue that on. The problem is, LA Knight is SmackDown and Seth is Raw. So this is one of those weird, like, one-off Saudi Saturday night main event things. So it's been a good build.
It has been.
But you have to worry about the bigger term, and the bigger term is you can't have Seth's faction fumbling around anymore. Now they got to get their stride and they need to whoop ass.
Right.
So however you do it, maybe LA Knight gets his stuff in, he's about to go over, and then we see Paul on the phone, because he has one and I don't. We see Seth, Paul calling in or what I'd really like to see is like a deliberate plan. Like Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed coming out from under the thing, or something deliberate. So if we get it, we get it. We don't, we don't. I can't put a lot of credit in. I don't expect much out of Saturday night's main event. It's just a thing.
Yeah, it's a night of it's just straight entertainment. That's what it is.
Yeah. Finally, we get Gunther versus Goldberg. So I think we've kind of touched on this like multiple times throughout this podcast. I go on Gunther. I don't like, if this was an actual PLE, I could see the whole Goldberg goes over because nobody's expecting it, and he gets the title, the Atlanta pops for him, and then, we get the burn it down, and here comes Seth, and, whatever. It's kind of like, oh, we gave the crowd what they wanted, and then boo, it is what it is. Honestly, I would do it. If I was to do this, this is what Sean would do. Because we're all about writing the stories here. If I was given the opportunity, Seth, it would go like I said. So, Gunther slips on a banana peel. Gunther gets the 1 in a million shot and wins. He's holding up the title. We get to burn it down. Seth Rollins and his cronies come down. You get a briefcase shot to Gunther for his troubles, just to keep him down. And then you get Goldberg, who gets taken out and then curb stomped, and Seth pins him 1, 2, 3. Seth has the title now. And then I would take Reed and Breaker, and I would have them tie Gunther up in the ropes. Tie him up and just have Seth putting the title in his face and rubbing it in him and giving him a belt shot for his troubles. Basically the I'm the captain now moment. And That's how I would do it. Because if you do it that way, it doesn't make Gunther look weak, because it took a couple of guys to overpower him. It doesn't make Seth look bad because he's a heel. It just makes him more of a heel. Because now he's the ultimate asshole, right? Because he took away Goldberg's moment. He took away Gunther's belt. Like, it just gets all messy and sticky, and it's great. So that would make me happy. But I don't think they do that on a Saturday night's main event.
No.
Because you'd hear Seth's music, and then we cut to commercial. And then next thing you know, Gunther's tied up in the ropes, and Seth's got the title, and you don't know what happened.
Cut the credits.
Because you had to get 50 commercials in.
Yeah.
So that kind of wraps it up. So who are you going with?
Man, I have this awful feeling they might go with Goldberg, but I really want to go with Gunther, and here's why. Most of the time when guys do their retirement matches, they don't win. Ric Flair didn't win his retirement match. Shawn Michaels didn't win his retirement match. Kurt Angle didn't win his retirement match. The only person I think that deserves to win his retirement match will be John Cena in December. I don't think Goldberg should be allowed that same opportunity. I think Goldberg takes a loss. I think maybe Gunther gets a little respect for Goldberg because Gunther always does that respect thing after. And then, maybe he even shakes Goldberg's hand and then Goldberg, Gunther leaves or something. I don't think you bring out Seth for the cash in that night either because he's already had a match with LA Knight. So there's no reason to bring him back out.
Are you ready for me to make you feel really bad about all our picks?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
We went all heel.
Yeah. I was thinking about that when we were
Solo,
picking the first.
heel. Drew McIntyre, heel. In this case, Seth Rollins, heel. Bill and Gunther, heel. That's a whole Saturday night's main event. That's all heel. LA Knight goes over. He's got to be the only one that somehow gets over. Because there's no way.
Or Orton. You could have Orton.
Yeah,
you could have Orton.
Flip-flop too.
Sure.
But I don't think... I don't know. It depends on how they want to play it.
Yeah.
So I was kind of glancing over. I was moving on to Evolution. I was like, ooh, wait a minute. So, let's get into Evolution, man, because we're killing it right now.
Yeah, sure.
So, I'm starting from the bottom, working my way up. So, Jade Cargill versus Naomi, no holds barred match. Jade's getting a push. Naomi already has the case. This is a stepping stone to SummerSlam. I don't know what Bianca's injury status is. I'm going to put Jade over here because she can get away with more. But I think we see a really brutal something, and it makes Naomi look way more evil than she is. And I think it makes Jade look strong, but I think Jade ekes this one out.
Yeah.
Because she's getting a push.
No, I agree. Because if Jade lose, like you said, Naomi's got the briefcase. If Jade Cargill loses, then that diminishes her match that she's going to have at SummerSlam against Tiffany or Trish. Which, yeah, it's going to be Tiffany Stratton.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So Jade goes over. It makes sense, and it doesn't hurt Naomi because Naomi's killing it as a heel right now. We just talked about heels. Naomi's doing a great job with the heels as a heel, so great work. She'll do something crazy. But, yep, I agree. Yeah. All right.
Yep. Becky Lynch, Bayley, Lyra Valkyria. I'm going Becky. And I think that there's still some nipping that is happening with Bayley and Lyra to really set the... I think they run it back at SummerSlam, to be honest with you. So I think Becky goes over, but I think Bayley and Lyra have a small program in between setting up that triple threat.
So do you think Becky wins because Bayley and Lyra are too focused on each other and not enough on Becky? You could almost see Becky just standing in the corner.
I think that they start getting in each other's way.
Yep.
And they start getting frustrated with each other. I think they're teasing a Bayley heel moment. Last promo was kind of heelish.
It was. Especially saying she don't need any friends or this and that. When she started hitting that, it was...
It's either that or we get something where it's a gang up between Becky and Bayley, and they're like, we're half of the 4 horsewomen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, there could be that too. So... I think Becky goes over. I can't wait to see what she wears. I hope she just takes off on the Seth Rollins path because Seth has been so subdued now. I was like, I need my Elton John moment of, especially at the biggest PLEs. I need somebody to come down just in whatever, come down in a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man suit. I don't care. Just something different. It makes me chuckle. It's. You know what it is? And it was this way with Seth Rollins for the last few years. And it was kind of the same thing with The Undertaker, right? You always knew at WrestleMania or SummerSlam, Undertaker was going to have a kick-ass intro.
Yeah, yep.
And, it was going to be something cool. Triple H had a few of them, too. But you were just like, this is going to be awesome. And I think that, with Seth, we were getting that. But Seth... especially before he kind of organically became a face, was doing great stuff. Like when he came out in polka dots to wrestle Cody, like that was just brilliant work, man. And it's just like the little shit. And you know who else does little crap really good? And I'm sad he's not around right now. Is Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah,
Kevin Owens also would do the little things, and you're just like,
T-shirts.
that's really
and, yep,
good.
he would dress up
Yep.
he would dress up like other wrestlers and stuff. Yeah, it was good stuff.
So I'm not gonna go into this one. So there's the number one contenders battle royal. Sure.
Yep, you're gonna have some legends.
Sure.
You're gonna have some NXT. There'll probably be a mishmash of people, but yeah, it'll be fun, I guess. I'm not a
Young, old, everybody in the pool. Who
Yeah.
didn't get on the show?
May-
Everybody else in.
We'll dig up Mae Young.
You know what it is?
They'll dig up Mae Young and throw her in there.
It's the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. That's what it. Oh, you didn't make the card? That's okay. All kids in the pool. Let's
Yeah,
go.
go.
You know.
Have fun. But you got 10 minutes.
Yep. All right. So, Women's Tag Team Championship: Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus to be announced Raw Tag Team versus to be announced NXT Tag Team.
Thought we got the teams.
Cool.
The Raw tag team is
Oh, it's the Kabuki Warriors.
Warriors. Yeah, and then I thought I saw the team from NXT.
Anyways, I'm gonna go Bliss and Flair on this one.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
I think, like I said, or
The only thing I could see Roxanne and Raquel sneaking one out and retaining.
You know what? I'm gonna shift. I'm gonna go Roxanne and Roxanne. I'll go with that one. So I don't think it's the Kabuki Warriors because I think you want Asuka to have a singles run. So I don't think you do that. The NXT team, maybe, but Bliss and Flair I think is too soon, which is why they'll probably do it. Because honestly, if you strap those two with the tag championships, it's kind of like why you put it on people like that. Why it's on Becky right now for the IC title. You're making it significant. If you put the women's tag division, which has been a ball of shit, you know, like that division's been crap.
Yeah, they've had a lot of
So
bad luck.
you get two workhorses like
that's
Bliss,
a bad
Bliss
luck
and
division.
Flair.
I mean, every time someone becomes a champion, someone gets hurt.
I would put it on. All right, Mr. Wishy-Washy is here. Yeah, Wishy-Washy going back to Bliss and Flair. I think you do that and you let them elevate the titles. It also keeps them out of the main title pictures for a while, so you can let that stuff breathe a little bit. So you're not just waiting for the typical Flair. You know, this allows them to explore, and then when you're ready to rip it apart, you take the tag titles off of them. Bliss turns on Flair. So, yeah, I'm going Bliss and Flair. I can justify that quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I can go that way, and then I also think that maybe if Roxanne and Raquel retain, they do it in a way to set up a rematch between Bliss, Flair, and Raquel and Roxanne, maybe a SummerSlam, to fill some of that white spaces on those two nights. So maybe there was some underhanding thing. You could set up a rematch. Now they got 3 weeks to figure out how to get on the same page. So either way, I'd be happy with. Excuse me, I'm going through puberty all of a sudden. My voice is cracking.
Not funny. So we get after that for the NXT Women's Championship, you get JC Jane and Jordan Grace. I'm going Jordan Grace here. I think that this is her stepping stone to really becoming a main eventer.
Well,
not that there's anything wrong with Jane.
No, Grace just lost the title to Jane though very recently, so I think Jane will go over, and I think Grace is getting promoted up to the main roster. Like, I don't think she needs to hold the title again. I mean, you got Liv Morgan out, you got a couple other people. Ivy Nile got hurt, and maybe. I mean, she's established. I think you can pull her up. Or do you think they're pulling up too much?
I need to be contrarian, so I'm going Grace.
Okay.
We can't agree on everything.
No.
Can't have that shit.
But I think the champion.
No, I'm gonna go Grace just cause.
Okay.
Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. I'm going Stratton. Tiffy time.
Yeah.
I don't care. Because I don't necessarily need them. That's one. You know how I talk about sometimes running stuff back? That's one that I don't need ran back. I don't want anything to do with it. You know what else I don't need ran back? Tiffy and freaking Nia Jax either. Don't run that shit back either.
Time to cut the cord on that garbage. Well,
I don't need Trish and Jade. Tiffy and Jade could be fun, so let's do that. And then finally, Io Sky versus Rhea Bloody Ripley. Guess what, man? Rhea's going over. They already told me Rhea's going over. Do you know how I know Rhea's going over?
How's that?
It's because we heard for 6,322 times that Rhea can't beat Io in singles. Over and over and over again. Which means it's going to be the talking point throughout the match. Which means she's finally going to go over. In my opinion. I'm taking Rhea Ripley.
I think I'm going to disagree with you again. I think they're going to keep it on EO, and I think they're going to run it back one last time at SummerSlam. Something wonky's going to happen in that match, and I think they're going to run it back at SummerSlam on the big stage. And I think Rhea takes it at SummerSlam.
That's fine. I could see that happening, but you know what? We got to make picks here. My picks don't count. I ain't putting money on it.
Nope.
I don't care.
And I'm not disagreeing with you on two picks just to play catch up, but I mean, you know, we don't agree on everything. No, I'm not that. It's only wrestling. But I think it's a good show.
It's
Wrestling.
We're wrestling.
Yeah, yep. They got their matches at the bowling alley sometimes on Fridays. They make the best burgers at
dated 3 out of the four horsemen
at the same time.
I've never gotten so much mileage out of something in my life. Anyways,
actually, with how many people ran through the four horsemen, they could have slept through 6 of the 4 horsemen with all the additions and subtractions. So,
but yeah, no, it's gonna be a fun weekend. There's a lot of wrestling to watch. There's a lot of stuff going on. And like I said, man, you know, busy times. It's been a blast doing this one with you. We set a record, Matt.
We did.
Matt, look at our time. We set a record. And we talked about a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
So it's almost like we're getting better.
Almost.
Bigger, faster, stronger. Let's go.
Fast food wrestling.
No, it's been a blast today, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I look forward to the recap of all this stuff, and I'm real interested to see where SmackDown goes this week, setting everything up. It's a busy weekend, man. So,
yeah, it is. Sure is.
Other than that, I really ain't got nothing, man. What do you got?
Hey, look for us up on YouTube. We haven't posted a couple of shorts in a couple of days because of life and stuff, and then I was going to post one last night, and the software was being buggy, so I just gave up. But anyway, yeah, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, TikTok. I think that's it for right now. We haven't really put anything up on Instagram, so. But I think we're getting some good comments on the TikTok stuff, and we got a couple of good followers on TikTok that are putting out some good stuff, man. We appreciate that. And please, if you like our shorts, check out our full episodes. So I guess I have to make a short about that because it's at the end of the episode.
That's all true. Like, if you like it.
That's a pearl of wisdom from Matt Jackson to close the show.
I like it. Yeah, no, it's just like, you know, we started off, we just picked a random software. Thank you, Riverside. And that's how we record this. But hey, again, like Matt said, subscribe, listen, comment, give us all your comments. We want to hear them all. We want to hear what's up with y'all. And then hopefully I'll get to see those comments once I get my new damn phone. But anyways, everyone have a great weekend. Enjoy the wrestling, enjoy everything, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good one.
Later.